Okay.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the like our first round we just got steamrolled. If this is the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Oh, I was playing Ashe too. You get to see the difference in my gameplay. Let's see if I'm any different.
I love Ash, so I'm ready. And so, like, basically, I'm just going to be looking at what we talked about, see what has changed in terms of how
Yeah,
you rotate around the fight. Because if I remember correctly, that's what we talked about last time. Rotating around the fight and then making sure that you're, because you have good target prowess mechanics, if I remember correctly. But you just kind of have to put yourself in a position mid fight to try and catch people when they're walking. And that's when you can just two tap people, really, on like Cass or Ash.
yeah.
They have a
I
widow.
I
Oh my
sat
god.
still too much.
Thank God, yeah, you did. Oh my goodness. She gave you a haircut. Okay, this is good. You have the Rhine Shield. You're better. Nice. Good. I like
I
this.
genuinely didn't notice the widow the first time around. That's hilarious.
So I like this. The only thing I would change, right, is
Mhm.
so when you're playing a hitscan character, right? Your first
Yeah.
job is always to address your threats or
Mhm.
deal with your threats. So Widow is one of your biggest threats, and then your other threat is really going to be Ass. Hog is always a threat to everyone, so just don't get hooked. But like you
Yeah.
shouldn't have to like think specifically about Hog unless he's playing like a weirdo and taking flanks. So after you like
Mhm.
take out the Widow and coach up, right? You're kind of blind here.
Yeah.
So you only see Hog, Moira. So I think reflexively, what you should do is you should just check over here. Because if there is someone over here and you don't know, it's going to be really, really, really sad for you. To be fair, 15 seconds just popped. So
Okay.
you didn't know their comp until now if you press tab, because you can only
Yeah.
see their heroes after the 15 seconds. But even then, no matter what comp they're running, it'd probably be kind of terrible for you if there was someone right here when you turn this corner and you don't know they're there.
Okay. Would you say me throwing the dynamite there to kind of just apply pressure was a bad move?
I think it's a little bit of a waste of it. I'd say so. This is what I'd call an okay dynamite. You may force
Hmm.
Moira to play a little differently. You may force a fade, but it's not really getting like a massive amount of value when you could have just shot the Moira for the same kind of thing, you know.
Fair
And
enough.
Hog's gonna get tickled by it, right? So I think holding your
Yeah.
dynamite would probably be better here because you have the angle and you have a much lower time to kill when you're just shooting people.
Makes sense.
But like the dynamite's it doesn't even hit the Moira actually. But the
Yeah. I'm
concept of the
lucky.
dynamite is like okay. I don't hate it, but it's not like great, you know?
Yeah.
But I like that you're shooting the Moira, you force the fade, and then see you have to leave because you didn't check this. So if you check this,
Yeah.
let's say you come up here, you check this, and you headshot Cass and dynamite around the corner, then you can force him out, and then you kind of playing the end goal of every hit scan, which is have a kill box where you're uncontested, and all you have to do is hit your shots.
Okay.
And I do like that you rotated back up high ground. Looking for the June on the back, that's good. Oh, your Weaver's dead. The Hanzo. That's tragic. What? the Hanzo moment. I didn't even see him turn the corner for that arrow. I thought the torpedo was going to kill you. That did not hit you. That didn't hit you.
Yeah, that I was very confused about.
He's shooting logs. He missed into.
What? Hang on, I'm screenshotting that.
He's shooting logs. So not entirely your fault. But also like you could have been playing cover a little better. So I do like that
Yeah.
you had the sense to start pushing up when you had an advantage like this. And then you're looking for the Juno. And at this point, right, you always want to create an angle. So when you just play main like this, all they have to do is hide from one location, right? So if you play main, you just have to hide
Yeah.
like here. Same with the Hog. If he plays main, he just has to hide here. Or he'll go over here and try and cut off the LOS from you behind the cart. So like playing in little locations like back here or like wide swinging like this would be much better for you because here
Yeah.
they can't just hide from the main angle. They'd have to cross. But here, like, not only is it going to be easier for them to avoid damage, if you just stand here or here when you're not on cover, everyone from over here can shoot you. So you're kind of knocking out two birds with one stone by taking a different angle than your team.
Sense.
And so that's kind of something you always want to be drifting for. So being over here is good, but staying here is the kind of the problem because yeah, you're just like out in the open. If you kept
Yeah.
walking like here, it would have been much better, and then you could like AD and play around the Hanzo's LOS here.
Okay.
Another
Makes
option you
sense.
had was to just like coach up, and then this is like low key just egoing the Hanzo, but also I get it. But he hit a shot on you already, so you probably just want to play to dodge his shot instead of trying to hit him when you're low, and he has like Peeker's advantage because it's a projectile character. Um,
Yeah,
which
makes
potentially could
sense.
have been avoided if you come up here, because then he has to play a different angle. Like here, when he's down here, he has high ground advantage, so you can just like do this. But if you're
Yeah.
over here, he can't do that. Like he has to play deeper in cover and kind of change where he's playing. And then you can also play back here
Okay.
and just play to chill while you watch arrows fly by you. And then when arrows stop flying by you, it probably means the Hanzo stopped looking at you. Now, if you play against like a really good Hanzo and they understand that, sometimes they'll just like hold their bow and just stare at your angle.
Yeah.
But most of the time, when the spam stops flying past you, even up to like GM champ, it means they stop looking at you or they stopped actively shooting at you at the very least.
Makes sense.
But overall, I think this is pretty good. Kind of an unlucky death, which is more about like cover usage than any. Oh, Hanzo just kills 2. Oh, Hanzo kills 3. Cool. It happens.
Oh yeah, that Hanzo was destroying us, honestly.
Yeah, so the big thing here is going to be making sure you know where Cass is and making sure we know where Hanzo is, so you can either directly address them or avoid them by cutting off their angle. So like here, you're technically avoiding your threats, which is why it's so easy to know the one thing you need to do is just shoot the person on your screen. Like you can legitimately here, even if you're standing still, as long as you're not in hog hook range, all you need to do is hit your shots. So this is a
Makes
very
sense.
extreme example of kind of what I mean, because technically you're avoiding both your threats. But obviously most fights are going to be different than farming a hog in a choke who's peeking your whole team. The same thing. Now you know Hanzo is main because he's spamming through and he got hit. And so your first goal here, honestly, should be to rotate to avoid him while figuring out where the other threat is, Cass. And then you should address whichever threat is easier, because it's going to be really hard to avoid both of them unless you come like down here and then like shoot the Hanzo. But this is really risky.
Yeah.
And so since you know Hanzo's main, we kind of talk about with cover. So this is another reason why rotating is so important. When you're playing hit scan, you don't want to be the first target for any player on their team. Usually this comes into play when there's like 5 people in a choke and a hit scan player is just peeking them and they're the first target for everyone. But it's same thing with your threat, right? You don't want to be head on peeking a Hanzo because you're going to be first target and he has an advantage here, right? There's nothing you can really do better than Hanzo at this distance while he's like literally shoulder peeking you through a sign. So you just want to avoid taking this fight in this way so that you can either drop and address the Cass or rotate like this and then address the Hanzo by like throwing a dynamite at him. But holding this angle is going to be extremely risky for you. Even if you hit shots on him, it's just a lot of risk. And even if neither of you hit anything, it's just a lot of time being put in for little reward. When you could be legitimately like even just farming the hog here while avoiding the Hanzo angle would probably be better. But your best play would probably be being up here, throwing a dynamite, and if you hit a real quick headshot on the Cass, he just dies.
Makes sense.
Like you're better than the Hanzo, so I wouldn't be surprised if you do win this. But it's just not, you know. Oh, I was gonna say it's not a valuable use of your skills, right? Because you're still on this Hanzo, but like the whole time while you're looking at the Hanzo, let's look at all the other things you could have potentially done while he's like pixel peeking you on a sign.
Right.
So you should just think about the space from the overhead, right? So the Hanzo is completely zoned because he's also trolling because this is also not worth it for him. So whoever makes the first decision to not engage in this behavior is doing better. So you could be shooting the hog, you could be coming up here pressuring the Cass. If you really wanted to fight the Hanzo, coming from here would actually be the best play. So even if this is risky, as long as you acknowledge the risk of taking this rotation and acknowledge that you have to kill the Hanzo fast, it's still one of the best ways for you to fight the Hanzo in this situation, because then he doesn't have the advantage of just shoulder peeking you. And if you get the drop on him and hit literally like one headshot on him, then at that point, all you need to do is focus on hitting the next shot. And if he hits a crazy flick onto your head, he earned it, you know? So. Yeah. Like even from up here, like the Hanzo's staring at you, but Juno's completely in your LOS. Cass is completely in your LOS. This dynamite could have been on here. The Moira's completely peeking you. And they're probably moving pretty predictably too. Like see the Moira's just walking in long strafes. So you definitely could hit that too. Not to say that you would have won the fight because your Doomfist died, but is potentially carryable. Like if you got 2 really quickly from your angle by ignoring the Hanzo, you can potentially carry that fight, especially if you charge a Bob, and then you can use Bob as like a pseudo tank. Now that you've mentioned
Makes
dynamite
sense.
usage, I'm much more locked in on that because that dynamite kind of was blind, right? So you're throwing dynamite there,
Yeah.
hoping that they come through the choke and you can hit people with it. But it's still a better use of your time. Like if you want to know if they're coming through choke, start crossing a little bit, like slowly cross this bridge, because you can slowly open the angle. That's why high grounds and stuff like this are so broken. It's because you can choose how many people you're peeking at once. You can slowly open the angle through main, but standing here is really dangerous because you're just peeking 5, right? So if you really want to know if someone's coming through choke, just slowly open the angle a little bit and see if they're coming through. And if they are and you don't want to get poked, then you can close it and throw a dynamite.
Okay.
Arm and hog, that's fine. Oh, your threat. So address or avoid. You would choose address. Ooh, that's tragic. Let's see.
Yeah, unlucky.
Let's see. Kind of really lucky he didn't shoot you here. Yeah. Oh, he just
Yeah, no
headshots
kidding.
you, and then he's just gonna be really easy for him to win the duel. I think you probably just want to leave when you see this guy, because this is kind of an ego chow with no dynamite. If you had dynamite, what you can do is you can like turn, throw the dynamite, and then you can peek and play for a headshot.
Yeah.
But because also you're holding so close to the wall, it's gonna be easier for the cast to hit you. Right? He probably would have a harder time hitting you if you actually just long strafed out, because he sees you, he sees that you see him, and then you're holding the wall close, so he doesn't have to like move his mouse anywhere over in this space.
Makes sense.
Or you could just like drop here and not take the fight with him, because you know you have Coach Gun to come back up. So you can drop and play main and then poke him from a longer distance, because that's when you have an advantage on him, and then you can retake your space. You don't have to challenge him just because he's there. The Moira Orb on top of it's just kind of tragic.
Yeah. Unlucky.
Yeah, I'd say this is also
Nah.
potentially a side effect of you like you don't have to close the angle so much. So like your job on Ashe isn't really to poke out the hog, right? Like if Doomfist gets soloed
Yeah.
by a hog because he's 1v1ing him, that's just your Doomfist's fault, because why is your Doomfist 1v1ing a hog? So it'd actually probably be easier for you to not die if you open the angle a little bit and try and pressure his backline. And then when the cast comes, you'd have such a range advantage that you'd have more options to rotate. Like you could just drop and he wouldn't be able to pressure you. You could coach gun your way over to here and then dynamite him and he wouldn't be able to pressure you. But because like a side effect of you closing the angle and just shooting the hog is that this flank is really effective on you.
That makes sense, yeah.
Or like if you wanted to just shoot the hog, like this flank is kind of unlucky, honestly. But like dropping and then just continuing to shoot the hog if the cast takes your space is also just as valuable, because the hog can't pressure you.
Fair enough.
So that'd be one of those rare instances where I'd say your target prio was a little off, because you're just so focused on the hog.
Yeah. I feel like my target prio as a whole this game was kind of off in the first half, especially.
Yeah, I think so. The first fight, it was good, and then the two mistakes I've seen are you're so focused on the Hanzo that you don't look for anything else. Even though technically being aware of the Hanzo isn't incorrect, you're just tunneling really hard.
Yeah.
And the hog. This is so dangerous if you
I
come
think
out
I
this door.
die here.
This is just like
Yeah.
this is the door of
I'm pretty
doom
sure I
and
just
despair.
died.
Oh my god, wait. So the Ramsey's your shield. You gotta rotate. You drop. Good. You coach. Ooh, you're lost. Okay. Yeah. So
I don't know the map well enough.
that's fair. Route 66, this is the door of doom and destruction and despair. Unless you have a really good way of pushing out of it and not standing here with your team, I would never recommend going through here, because every player is just going to do this where they just stuff it. And they have every advantage on you in this door. Like if you even hit the Hanzo, he'll just walk left. And then if you wide peek, you just get shot by Hanzo and Cass. You know, so this door is such a disadvantage to you. The only reason that you potentially can rotate is because Ram gives you a shield. So the second the Ram gives you the shield, that should be your go-ahead to like drop. Rotating through this way is risky just because, again, this high ground position is so disgusting. Like they could see you. So one of the things I'd recommend is either play here and avoid both their angles and shoot their backline, or take a small rotation like through this back row and then come here. And then it's easy for you to address whoever's potentially up here. And if their backline walks in, you can kite it. like either to this way
Fair
and then
enough.
pick up this mega, or just kite it back if your team's losing. But yeah, this is just a map thing. Like, this is just the door of doom and despair on Route 66. It's just terrible. It's so bad for the defenders. See how they all got boxed in
Good to
because they all
know.
took the door of doom and despair. When the attackers are holding
Yeah.
it, they just have so much advantage. And the only way it can be effectively broken is if a big cooldown like an alt clears it, or if multiple players take angles to make it so they have to back off of just hard contesting that one door. I like this. Yeah, kind of just a random dynamite. So at this point, you also want to start slowly, potentially closing the distance. Because you had damage fall off at this point. Like if you're shooting the Hanzo, you're at damage fall off. Just so far away.
Oh, okay.
So you want to be
Good to
at
know.
least a little closer. Like it's they buffed Ashe's damage fall off recently. So like you honestly only need to take like a few steps forward. Like if you're here on this platform, I don't think you're in damage fall off. You're definitely not in damage fall off if you're up here. Obviously, there's this issue. But when you're thinking about hit scans, like one of your threats is always a hit scan. This is a map thing. Route 66, hit scans love coming up here. If there's a soldier, expect them to try and be up here. If there's an Ashe, expect them to try and be up here. So being here maybe would be a bit dangerous because you know that someone may contest you. But also what you can do is you can like walk down the truck and like play here and then play over here, you know, just in a slightly closer position so that you're not at damage fall off. If you're shooting the Hanzo, the Hog you're going to do full damage, but the Hanzo, I think you're at damage fall off distance. And it's like kind of perfect, because if you're here, I think you're not.
Makes sense.
Good Bob. Punishes the feeding hog. Could have had a slightly better Bob, again, if you were closer, and then you like bob the back line. So here, it's cutting off the hog, not just because it runs into him, but because his back line is also cut off. So if the hog's peeking the Bob would shoot him, and if the back line's peeking the Bob would shoot the back line. So that's when it's slightly better. But this one achieves the same result because their hog was so overextended.
Yeah, I genuinely thought the Bob was gonna hit the wall back there.
Oh, the hog just tanked it?
Bob
That's
hits
fair
tanks,
then.
Does he? Yeah.
So when he hits people,
tanks, does it make him stop?
So when he hits anyone, he'll do damage to them and launch them in the sky and stop.
Oh, okay.
So you bob.
I don't know why I thought he just charges through them.
No, so if he hits someone head on, he'll do this, and then he'll turn around and shoot them. I don't know also if you know, anyone that you hit with a scope shot that's in Bob's LOS, he will prioritize shooting.
Oh,
So
okay.
the way he works is he shoots anyone in his LOS. He stays on the first target he sees, but if you shoot someone with your scope shot that's in his LOS, he will switch targets to them. But
Okay,
Hog
wow,
is
really good to
basically
know.
the first person he sees because he launches him up, so he just 180s and starts shooting the Hog. But like, let's say you were somehow over here and shot the Cass, Bob would start looking at the Cass.
Right.
With your scope shot.
Okay.
But yeah, like, so
Okay,
you
that
can
makes
hit people with bobs. It's actually a really good way to peel yourself. Like, let's say they're playing monkey and you know the monkey wants to jump you and the monkey does jump you, you can just throw your bob here. And if the monkey's like point blank to you, Bob will launch him up, which will like mess up his momentum and then just start shredding him. So sometimes you can use Bob to self peel on divers because of that interaction. But even if he didn't knock him up, having a Bob right here on top of you would be good. But the knockup's just kind of the cherry on top. It makes it really easy as well if you hit a Bob to basically just one-shot a Squishy if the Squishy gets hit by Bob, because they get launched up in an extremely predictable pattern, and if you just body shot them while they're getting shredded by Bob, they basically insta-die.
Right.
This is good. Your team's pushing up so much that I would only recommend you just be up here instead. Because there's going to be two results. A, your team's going to push him into spawn, and you're going to want to drop and help. That's very unlikely. Or B, your team's going to start giving space, and their team, while trying to fight this space back, is going to start rotating through. And so if you're over here, you can catch this door that you can't see from up here. And if they just start rotating through main, you can start shooting them and then back off to this position, right? So it's just kind of what I mean by flat-footed, where your team's up, so you could take a slightly more aggressive position that has the same principles, which is this high ground. And then when your team backs up, you can rotate to like here or the big truck.
Makes sense. I do believe I rotate to the right to cover that door.
So you can, that's an option. The only reason it's risky is that it's a head-on peak. So like you can't control how many people you peek, and that's why this is better for you because you could just shoot the hog here
Yeah,
while
no.
zoning the choke.
Right.
Oh no, it's back. The Hanzo duel's back. Oh god, your Ram's dead. Decent dynamite. At this point, so your Ram's dead, they're gonna push, they have a coal, so you should already be leaving fully. Trying to stay here, even if it would be like a theoretically really good position to catch a squishy, it's just kind of greedy. So if you are staying here, you need to really time your peak and give yourself like 1 or 2 shots, probably 1, to like headshot someone before leaving. But preferably you're already here, and then you can also catch people who overextend. Like this Moira probably faded in. She did. So if you were like already back here, rotating to here, and you 2-tap the Moira, that's a free kill you get because she's trolling and overextending. And so you traded out one of their supports, even though you lost 2 people.
Makes sense.
And then small things like small advantages like that allow you to snowball. Like let's say you can still kill the Moira here because she's still like 2 seconds on fade. So like say you hit the headshot on the Moira and kill her. Then if the hog feels too scared to push, you can stay up here and wait for a squishy to peek. And if you hit a good headshot on them because all of them are low and they aren't healed, then you can just kill 2 and you single-handedly traded out the same amount of people that died to the Miracle. And then that's how you can potentially snowball leads to carry. You're Sonic though. What is that guy doing? Oh my god, the hog body block. Nice. Ah, Hanzo.
Yeah. My arch nemesis.
Yep. It's mutual. You're both staring at each other this whole game. Ooh, they went Genji instead of Cass. So still a threat, but they don't have a hit scan threat. Which means that peeking long angles is actually decent for you as long as you don't get direct contested by a Hanzo.
Right.
So this is just tragic. This is just kind of like a hog is running at you and you have nowhere to go, so you need to recognize sooner that he wants one thing and one thing only. And so ideally you should just run over here as fast as possible.
I always underestimate his range.
Yeah,
I feel like in Overwatch 1 it wasn't as far.
I don't think they've changed it. I think it's been 20 meters for like at least since like 2017. I don't know why I always have like you know how long Moira Coalescence is?
Yeah.
They may have buffed it to 25 meters, but at least before it's the same range. Or Moira right click. Moira right click is 20 meters. I'm 95% sure. So if a Moira can right click you, a hog can hook you.
Oh yeah, right. I'm just imagining things that's never been changed.
Yeah. So it's if a Moira can right click you, a hog can hook you. That's how I start respecting it a lot more because everyone talks about how ridiculous Moira's right click range is. And so I'm like, oh my god, like a hog can hook me. if I'm even like here, a Moira would start like a Moira player would start holding right click at you, going like ooh, and then if they get here, it'd probably attach to you. So even without the hog issue, right? Let's say hog actually isn't here at all. Like let's say this hog's deleted off your screen. There's still no reason for you to be main because it's just gonna be really hard for you to do your job. So in general, your first instinct should be I need to go take an angle. And then on Route 66, this angle is so broken, especially mid-fight. Like, no one would be looking at you, except for maybe this guy. But if you come up here and you see him and you headshot him because he's open peeking, that's a free pick. But also, long-range hall pick. It happens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can see, too. I was trying to coach gun to get to that angle. Unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky. It's a hog moment. Hog's whole design is built to catch you in moments like that where you think you can't get hooked, but you like actually can. Okay.
Only if this is Counter-Strike where I can just switch teams last minute and win.
Please let me in. Ooh. Those platforms hate you. That's crazy. You hit your head on one of the moving platforms, right? No.
Yep.
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah, you hit the head on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
The walk of shame.
No one saw. No one saw.
It's okay. I 1v1 the Hanzo again. I'm willing to bet. Yep, here it is.
Oh, but you hit the headshot. So another thing that's crazy here is like, so Something that you can do is people just never expect someone to actually be on this platform. So you see how your team's pushing up. What you can do is you can just hop
Yeah.
on this platform, and if you at any time, if you want to bail, just drop to like the bus. And if you think like, oh, the
Oh,
platform's
okay.
above me, it's gonna body block me, then you can just drop to here and then slow walk your way back up here. And if you don't need to drop your commit, you can just get off here. And people never expect you to actually be on the platforms. I don't know. It's got to be just like some sort of psychology thing because people are so used to seeing people in power positions like up here and up here that like just
Yeah.
riding the platform. If the Hanzo peaked, he probably wouldn't be ready for it, and so you can just take a quick shot at him and then dip.
I won't lie.
Because
In
like if
my
we look
lobbies,
at
I get shocked when people even look up.
yeah, so it's like he's looking main, and so like if you were just on the platform, he probably wouldn't expect it when you take the peak, and then you can jump off the
Fair
platform.
enough.
Back at fighting the Hanzo at damage fall off range, it's a classic. Yeah, so see how little damage you're doing to the
True.
Juno because you're so far away. Like you hit 2 shots on Juno.
Yeah.
Normally that put her half HP. Here it it tickled her.
Yeah, no, I didn't actually realize my damage fall off was that hard.
Yeah,
Good to
hit
know.
scan guns have very severe damage fall off, even if it's like 2 meters extra on their damage fall off range.
Crazy.
So that's another reason why you kind of want to be always rotating based on where the fight is at, just so your gun actually functions. Because like you hit enough shots on the Juno at this point, she should be 1 HP. But like just because
Yeah.
you're back here, she's not. If you were here, it's maybe like this is like me feeling out max Ashe damage fall off range. In reality, if I wanted to be safer, I'd say it's more like here. But I think you technically still do full damage from here. So
Yeah.
and so same thing, like you're very fixated on this position that you're not willing to walk up a little bit and just get some shots in.
Yeah. I notice I get afraid to push up, especially when we're missing our tank.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a Genji on you. Oh my god. You didn't look at the Genji.
I did not. I missed it completely.
So he's like kind of off your screen. So right now it's fine. But then he throws a shuriken at you, and I just don't think you processed that someone was shooting at you.
I didn't. I will admit this was one of those 3 a.m. games as well.
Oh,
That's
well,
not
that's
much
fair.
an excuse, but I will admit it.
That's still fair, yeah. I think it's just like I think it's missing the shuriken's fine. I've seen plenty of people miss like visual cues on the screen or like a pixel of a hitbox
Yeah.
on their screen, like even in like GM or Champ. I think it's when he's here after he dashed on you and like your screen had some screen shake and you hear like his sword going on you and you're not turning
Oh
around.
yeah, no, that's bad.
It's kind of like you just it's like you resigned yourself to death when you realized there was a Genji behind you instead of like turning around and coach gunning him or anything.
Right.
Actually, yeah,
Man,
that's what
this was
it felt like.
definitely
It
one of my
felt
worst
like
games
you
though.
resigned yourself to death, and that's why you bobbed too. Yeah, like it feels
I wouldn't
like
be
the
surprised.
Genji's on you, and then you're like, oh, I want to bob before I die. Because like if you were really
Yeah,
just
I
bobbing
wouldn't be surprised.
to like take the fight and take the space, like there's no reason for you to leave like this, you know?
Yeah.
Never give up. You're better. You win that. You 180 coach gun the Genji, headshot him with your scope, and kill him. Easy. Ooh, that's very tragic. So like, especially if you had your bob right now, it'd be so good right now. If you just like threw it like in this corner.
Yeah.
Especially because your monkey's dead. Well, that's tragic. That's really tragic. He
Yeah.
had shot you with the, that's super tragic.
Rewatching this, I did not realize how bad my performance was this game. It's so peak.
So like yeah, it's kind of like you're doing better with rotations. I think you could still keep working on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the other thing is that like in my opinion, every role has some sort of flowchart that they should be kind of following.
Yeah.
And on hit scan, it's always the first step is always address or avoid your threats. So you should always know where they are. And right now you're struggling on that part when it comes to like the Hanzo and Genji. And then when you do find the Hanzo, you're like kind of tunneling on fighting him from super long range, but you can't effectively address him from that range. So it's just kind of an error that makes the rest of your gameplay after that first step a lot harder unnecessarily.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm on my goat now. I win these. Don't
I
look at
love
the
I
outcome
love
of the
this
game.
character. I love legs. I'm ready. Lock the legs. So this is actually a really good example because the way you're supposed to play this character is never be flat-footed. You should always be
Yeah.
rotating to try and check and prod and poke new angles until one breaks from the enemy team. It's basically how you play the character. Sometimes you can even do it so much so that you're just like straight up flanking the enemy team, and it's just objectively correct because you have a good like when you're not flanking the enemy team. Like if you're just playing main, again they can just hide from you, and you don't have a burst damage like Widow, Sojourn, Ashe, or anything like that. So when they peek out, you can hit like 3 bullets, you know? But like let's say their whole team's playing here and you have like the crazy insane flank over here. Now they have to choose between peeking the soldier or peeking the rest of the enemy team. And so when they're peeking you, you have a lot more of a chance to just laser them down. So
Yeah.
this is going to be the big thing. Oh my goodness. You were tabbed out or something. You didn't notice the Hanzo Sonic on the spawn.
Unlucky. Oh well, he dies.
Big, you're better. Cool. You're rotating. You're rotating. Big. I like. Oh my God, Widowmaker. Okay, so yeah, I think this is
Yeah,
definitely a
that's when I learned
consistent
there was a
thing.
widow.
So like, as you get used to maps, you're gonna realize there's places where people play, right? And so
Yeah.
you have good target prio, but you instantly laser in on like the first people you see, and then you go neurons firing. I gotta shoot them. Before you do that, you should scout the area. So like before you instantly shoot the mercy, you should go check, 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 basically, so that you can see where other people are, where threats are, and you can put together a plan. Because like let's say they're running mercy brig, and then you see their brigs, like let's say their brigs feeding like over here, right? And there's no one on high ground, and their mercy's just standing still low ground. Then obviously you shoot the mercy, right? But even though like mercy's really tempting to shoot here, the game plan has to change because of other factors like this. So that's why you should always
Yeah.
come up, scout, then make a decision. But you're rotating, trying to find an angle on the Widow. Oh, looking for the Juno now. So same thing, right? First stage, always address your threats. I think you should have wrapped deeper and just shot the Widow. Because what are they going to do to you if you just do this? And then now you've addressed your threat. And end goal of all hitscan players is to have a freak uncontested kill box. Who's going to contest you after you take the Widow out of this life when you're just sitting here?
Yeah, I think I gave the widow too much respect. I was too scared to actually peek her.
No. Because another thing is you're going to peek her anyways from here because she could just AD you up here, and you're going to be at a disadvantage.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Like you're better.
I do.
Don't give him on. Oh, big helix. Why are you respecting that? You lasered her.
I don't know.
Here, the soldier's got a mercy pocket, so instead of addressing him, you should avoid him. He doesn't have a mercy pocket anymore, but
I shouldn't have helix
kind of
like
a hard.
that. I should have targeted the ground.
Yeah, it's just kind of a hard matchup there because you got double supports pocketing him, so avoiding him is fine.
Yeah.
This is kind of risky. I'd rather you go through the left door. This is the exact reason why.
Yeah.
So, same concept about angles and scouting. Here, you know they're up here, so you're cutting off your LOS, and if someone turns a corner and it's like a Reaper or a Roadhog or something, you literally can't react. If you come through left door and you're like, eek, and you see the cast, you go, ooh, I don't want to get roll flashbang right-clicked, and then you either leave or you keep your distance.
Okay, you're gonna find this hilarious. Unironically, I didn't see the left door when I was walking by it because the rock was in the way, and so my
That's
monkey
fair.
brain was just like, "Oh, I must have just imagined that was there."
I'm just wrong about the map design. There's actually no left door. It is kind of obscured, but now you know. Now you'll never forget, right? Oh my God, you're the GOAT. Unfortunately, your team's dead. So you just kind of have to give up the space. Maybe you can catch someone on the rotate. Ooh, same idea. Same exact idea, right? What do you lose from scouting down here?
Fair enough.
You lose nothing from scouting down here. So you killed the cast, right? And you actually had a perfect opportunity to just skill check the soldier. Because if you scout this and you see the soldier, dink, 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 rocket, he's dead.
True.
You are now a threat. Now they're like, oh my God, our DPS are dead. And then if Mercy tries to play for the res, you're probably going to be really have a hard time contesting it because the Orisa is going to be staring you down. But like,
wait, what is?
What's what?
I was gonna say, what is their soldier at? He just kind of locked eyes with his tank. I think they were having a moment.
I don't know what he's looking at his tank. I don't know. I guess that maybe the Sierra was there when because he killed the Sierra. No, he just turned around and looked lovingly as a tank. Never mind. Who are we to get in the way? But you see, if you trade that soldier, right, you wouldn't even feel necessarily the need to play so far back like this because you know they have no DPS.
Yeah.
So you could still just play up here and make the Orisa push. And if the Orisa push like this, you know what you could do? Run over here. And now the Orisa has to be like, oh, there's a soldier behind. And their supports have to be like, oh, there's a soldier behind. So the Orisa has to decide to give up the spawn hold to chase you or keep the spawn hold while you make their supports' lives like a complete nightmare.
Yeah.
That's why scouting is going to be always so important. Oh, goodness, there's a soldier here. That's going to be really rough. But your queen's here. Big. Helix. But you know he maybe has support help. So direct challenging this is going to be rough. Yeah. Yep, so it's just going to be rough, direct challenging, because same idea, right? You should scout. So you poke him out, you see he has Helix, and then you check here, here. You see these two supports, and then it should be like, okay, well, if I direct challenge the soldier, these two supports are going to push him. So forcing the soldier out was good enough. So after you force the soldier out, you should have relatively free reign here until the soldier gets care to poke their supports. And you could maybe find this, like the Mercy, if she's moving in a straight line, beam her, rocket, she's dead. You know? Yeah. And you had all the time in the world to do that while you're running through this cave. Beam the Juno, she's dead. And the soldier can't do anything about it, you know?
Yeah, this was very tunnel vision-y.
Yeah. It's kind of tunnel vision-y, but I appreciate the effort to rotate, because that is what we discussed.
Yeah.
I also say that you should... I prefer, at least I think the better perk is the faster Helix speed.
Only reason I don't use it is it throws me off a ton.
Yes, I get that. 100%.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, what? You're better? Why did you do that? So like that is an example, is my exact reason why I like faster Helix speed, because you get more Helix rockets while you're visoring, right? But when was the last time you were able to visor uncontested and just like wide swing start Helix rocketing, you know?
That's fair. Yeah.
So like even like the faster rocket speed, 100% fair for it to throw you off. My only advice would just be you aim for the ground most of the time when you're Helix rocketing anyway. So instead of trying to direct hit people, you still aim for a wall or the ground, and it will feel a lot better. Especially because you're like the best angles for you are like these angles where like they're so close that the speed shouldn't really matter, right? Like you can just shoot a Helix here anyways, whether or not it's 50% faster. It just makes the Helix a little more consistent, which is nice. Oh, Cass, to your left, you hear him? You're better? You're better? Oh, God! You're better? Okay. It's the same idea, right? You blind visor. Just because, no scouting. I'm going to beat the dead horse. So, you visor, but like, you just check. If you turn this corner and see this, you know, do you need to visor this?
Oh, not at all.
Yeah, so you like, that's what, like, a lot of time I say there's no such thing. Usually, from my experience, I haven't really met a player with bad game sense. I just meet players with bad information or sometimes bad decision making. But 95% of the time, it's just bad information, right? You don't know what's around the corner. So you just assume, like, I can just visor this to clean up. But if you had the information of just checking this, you'd go, why would I ever visor that? You know?
Yeah.
And so you avoid situations like this, where it's like, oh, well, kind of a cosmetic visor, you know? I like this. I like checking, but you can keep rotating. So same idea, right? You don't want to be full peeking 5 people. So what you can do is you can actually start rotating like your queen was and try and take the high ground. It would lead to a direct challenge of the soldier, but you're better, I believe. Because you eventually want to rotate to an angle, right? So yeah, at that point, you just want to not be here. So your brain should be, what angle can I take while your queen just direct challenges the soldier and kills him? To be fair, yeah, it's a queen. But see how hard it is for you to do anything because you're just kind of main? So your brain should always be find angle so that you can address or avoid your threats. Here, you're avoiding the threats. And you're lasering them. Okay, big. Now you know where one threat is. There's a Cass AFK. Unfortunate. Surely he dies or something. But you know he's still over there. So you know Cass is still over there, 1 HP, right? So what you should do
Yeah.
is think, okay, if I want an angle here, think about the map in the overhead. You want an angle, you just force Cass on right side to be 1 HP. And you know they want to play main. I think a real great angle would be the right side, and you can take the right side now because you know Cass is 1 HP. So he's either going to be sitting there like a little dummy, and you can shoot him and kill him, or he's going to rotate out, and it's still your angle anyways. Another option is back here again, but I think I would go right side just because of the whole Cass wrinkle.
Makes sense.
Oh my goodness, you're better, big. Okay, you're better again, big. All right, and just shoot the Orisa. It's an Orisa. Yep, you know how to hit an Orisa.
Yeah.
I tell DPS players all the time, if you can't headshot an Orisa, you got to hit the practice range. But you know how to hit an Orisa. You're diffing their swishies. So same idea, right? Your whole team is here main. So this is kind of going to come into the play with what your tank is doing as well. So an off angle is dependent on where your tank and their tank are. Unless there's a ball in the game, because ball deletes all rules of space, so we're not going to talk about that. But it's where your tank is versus their tank is. And right now you're technically playing main because your tank is here trying to contest where they think their tank's going to play. So in order for you to take an angle, the best places you could be are like here, but like this is kind of a terrible angle because you can't see the choke, right? So you can jump to over here and play here. You are now on an angle.
Yeah.
Another thing you can do, which I like to do, is you can actually helix jump from up here to up here if you hit it correctly, and then you can hold this like the Hanzo was.
I forgot helix jumping was even a thing. I'm not even gonna lie.
It's pretty useless in most scenarios. So this is the niche scenario where it's pretty good.
Hey, that niche knowledge will turn
you did
into
it.
the GOAT.
True, because most people won't expect that. You can just win a fight off of doing that. So you did it. This is good. Could have shot a helix a little earlier. You hear Cass under you, but you don't have to be scared of him, right? So you hear Cass under you, but how is he ever going to kill you? He's down there. He can't touch you. So the only thing you need to know is that there's a Cass under you and not to like open peek too hard. And then if he peeks, you can shoot him. But like here, this is great. You're shooting a Juno. Big, you're better. Oh my god, lasered her. The high noon under you. But like, see, like right now, you're hiding from a high noon that like factually can't see you, right? So instead of like hiding from the high noon, just play over here and shoot the Orisa. That's another kill. And then when Cass pops high noon, you jump over here because you know he's under here, and you shoot a helix at him and put 3 headshots into him and kill him because you're the GOAT. And then you turn over here and you kill the Ashe because you're the GOAT. You do it anyways, but it's just a little late, right? Because you're hiding from the high noon, you're waiting for him to pull. Ashe is on you, so you're hiding. This is great. Big, you're the GOAT. Nice. Fight's over, rotate to the next angle. Big! See, but here's the thing, right? You can do all of this, the same fundamentals of how you're rotating to angles, all apply on Ashe too. The only difference is Ashe, how fast you do it is bound to a cooldown. That's really it.
Right.
But like on Ashe, like you're playing it like so much like a sniper that you're really flat-footed. But on Soldier, it's like, oh, I have a sprint ability, so like why would I ever be flat-footed? And my question to you is, why would you ever be flat-footed on any hit skin? Big stim pack.
True.
But same thing, right? Like you are in damage fall off range. So reason why this is not necessarily a good angle is because of a couple of concepts we discussed. A, you are first target. Where's your tank? So if you peek here, everyone's going to shoot you. You are first target. There's no one else for them to shoot. B, you're outside your effective range. You're not killing that Ana from this far. And if you are, it's because she trolled. It's not because you hit all the headshots. She's just trolling, because she can nade herself. Even if you're aimbotting from here, she could just nade herself and hide. So your first target, you're not going to be able to actually kill anyone from here. So peeking this angle is just really premature. And that's another reason why like the stim pack's also premature, because you're never going to get value from here in the first place. So why use a cooldown to give you more value? Your 0 times 5 is still 0, That's basically what we're seeing with the stim pack.
Hey, it gives me
And
aura
so
at least.
true, but when your first target and you popped your stim pack, now you have literally, and you popped your rocket, you have 0 cooldowns, and there's a Genji on top of you. But you do run away. That's good. And see, now you're the angle that you want for all of your for dear life is just gone, just because of how early you peaked and
Yeah.
because you used all your cooldowns. And unfortunately, Route 66 is super linear, so you don't have a lot of options on angles you can take on Soldier. If you want to take a different angle, you're gonna have to like jump on these boxes and run over here and pray they don't contest you when you come over here. But you don't have a lot of options now, right?
Yeah.
Like you can play here, but like see how confined it is. The Ana can cut your LOS. The Ana has a way easier time hitting a sleep on you because there's so little places you could strafe. The Ana can just shoot you,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
rough.
easier for her to shoot shots because again, there's so little places for you to strafe. So you want to avoid angles like this where you can get boxed in on Soldier. On Ashe, it would be a little
Yeah.
better because like you can peek and just try and like get a really cheeky 2-tap, but you can't do that on Soldier. You can't just 2-tap someone on Soldier. You're better. You still find her. Big. Me when I laser
Get
the
her
Ana.
above my head on the ceiling.
Yeah. It's the same type of thing, right? Like, you could have taken an angle by just running up these stairs and then playing up here and shooting the
Right.
Elisa. And then from here, you can jump to over here, and now you have an angle. And from here, you can come to over here, and now you have an angle, you know? Which partially
Right.
map knowledge. I don't know how much you know Route 66, but that's partially map knowledge, and also just partially like you should always be thinking about which angle you can take. Maybe you just were thinking about these stairs, or you're trying to peel the Genji, but you do end up in the same location.
Yeah, my map knowledge is very poor, I will admit.
That probably contributes to how flat-footed you feel, because like I bet you just don't feel safe moving up to somewhere because you don't have a predetermined set of escape routes. So you're like when you're playing Ashe, you're like, this truck good, this truck broken, this truck safe, so me no leave this truck. You know, even if my team's up here, if I go up here, what if I get shot or jumped? Me no have anywhere to go. And that's just a map knowledge thing, right? Where like
Yeah.
it's kind of just like it's kind of jumping between positions. That's really all angles is. So like from here to potentially here to potentially here to maybe here if you're really feeling cheeky. And then you can do it in inverse when they're pushing in, you know?
Yeah. There's no way in hell that truck gets out of there, by the way. That angle's way too sharp.
That truck they're not driving it again. It's not meant for driving. Again, kind of a blind visor. You find something because you're catching people in rotations, which is good in concept, but it is still kind of a blind visor. Because like this Juno, honestly, if she's better, she just flies into here. She panics and just flies into open space and then flies into a wall for some reason, when she easily could have just flown into here and been safe.
Yeah, I didn't register the Ashe up there. That's unlucky. That would have been free.
There's a health pack here too. So like here, you're waiting and you're like waiting out the Ashe angle and the dynamite, but you can just like run, pick up this health pack. Health pack cleanses burn on you, and then you can take this angle.
Right. I believe.
Oh, you do.
Yeah,
Wow,
I do.
that's crazy. I just keep commenting on things, but like, so it's like it's just a little slow, and that may be a confidence thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm just commenting too fast because I'm pausing, and then you just do it, and I'm like, okay. So you can keep rapping. This is good. I like this. You can actually keep rapping. So here, you're irrationally scared. But like, who's going to contest you if you get in this truck? If the Ashe does, you dip, you pick up this mega, and you do it again. Or you dip, you pick up this mega, and then you leave. But like you had eyes on a Juno, you had a target you could beam down, you have the aim for it, but you didn't keep rapping. Oh. Oh goodness. Oh god. Okay, you got him.
It was about sending a message, obviously.
True. Because you kill him with a melee. Oh yeah, you're doing by far the best in this lobby. So at this point, really, it's almost every concept that we've talked about is talking about how like you can extend your value, right? How you're missing moments where you could carry, but also how you can keep uptime, right? So being flat-footed not only lowers your uptime, but it also is more likely for you to die. So this game would probably be winnable or like easier to win because it's probably a close loss. What I'm looking at, this game would be easier to win if you
Oh
had
yeah, it's
even
very
like
close.
3 less deaths, right? And like obviously your team's dying a lot, right? But if you were like the outlier, had like 3 less deaths and tried to scout and capitalize on the things we talked about, it'd be a lot easier for
Mhm.
you to just like straight up solo carry this game. So like this is kind of unlucky,
Right.
honestly, looking at the scoreboard. Like their supports are kind of diffing yours. And your tank is 12 and 12. So the scoreboard's kind of
Yeah.
unlucky. And I can understand how this is a rough game, but you're good enough where if you just have the right information and make a couple of different decisions, you can still solo carry this game.
Makes sense.
You're just kind of open peeking an Ashe,
Yeah,
oh
that
no.
was, yeah, that was
Stay
a
back,
bad angle.
clutch. Yep, so same thing, like before you run out, try and scout threats. Genji Ashe, where Genji Ashe? Should we where is your Juno? Did your Juno just disconnect? Did I just watch that? Did your Juno just disconnect?
Oh yeah.
Your Juno's
Yeah.
disconnected, yeah? Oh. Really unlucky game. Really unlucky game. But because stuff like that happens, that's like even more of a reason you can't afford to just die to Ashe like that, you know?
Yeah.
Really unlucky game.
Yeah, I think this is where I sit there and say GG's.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Oh, wait, Juno back. That was fast.
I am my goat.
And so taking an angle is going to be really hard here. You can really only just try and wrap through left side. Almost laser this Juno. This angle again is going to be easy to get contested. Oh god, Nano Blade. So yeah, here, like, you're kind of getting lost in the sauce mid-fight, right? So you're popping stim pack and coming back main and just shooting, but you have nothing specific to
Yeah.
shoot, right? Because you haven't scouted them. Like,
Yeah.
the information of, oh, I can't go here, there's an Orisa, should be good enough. So you should be, okay, what's the other angle I can go to? Well, I can't go main, so I guess I got to run through here. And so ideally you're here. And then you can either try and beam the Juno here, or you can deepen the angle by doing this, and then you can shoot the Juno Ana, or shoot the Genji. Preferably avoid that right now, but maybe later. Or you could deepen the angle even further and 1v1 the Ashe from back here, and now you have a flank, you know?
Yeah. Makes sense.
See, like, you're just open peeking main, so the Orisa just farms you.
Narisa chunking a spear at that Winston at point blank range when he was like, I'm pretty sure melee would have killed him there.
It's just brutal. Just unnecessarily brutal. Oh, she's ulting.
Yeah, crazy ult.
She dies, right? Okay, big. I don't know. Yeah, she was going for something, I guess. So, you know, Ashe is probably on a high ground. Genji's on this angle. It's gonna be hard for you to contest. It's the same idea. You're peeking 3 people. Your first target. There's no one else for the Juno to shoot. There's no one else for the Ashe to shoot, really. I guess it's the Kiri, but you peeked first, so she's obviously gonna be like, ooh, soldier. And there's not really anyone else for the Kiri to shoot. So you should either change your angle and come back and like play through main, so it's harder for you to be first target. Because if you're here and your monkey peeks, then your monkey's first target. And then when you peek like this, it's a lot harder for them to contest you. Or just like keep deepening the angle. Because if you're first target and you pull visual aggro by being over here and they're scared of you, then the rest of your team can get through for free.
Makes sense.
You do leave. Wow, it's just like you do leave. Unfortunately, you run into a Genji. You have an advantage because you burned dash and deflect. Unfortunate. He hit the wall climb. But he may still be up there. Object permanence. Oh, oh. So if you turn this corner, you should be looking up here because he may still be up there.
Yeah.
Right? Now, obviously, you wouldn't see him, and then you go, okay, no Genji, and then maybe you come up here, right? But like the fact you didn't check is kind of the problem. And then you check. Oh, and then you hear him. So like if you were running up here, you'd be like, oh, there's going to be a Genji behind. So you could be here right now looking, and then you'd be able to shoot him like this. And you wouldn't be peeking.
Right.
So like you actually created the ultimate collapse on yourself by doing this. Because there's a Genji behind you, and there's 3 people who want to spam you in front of you. And again, your first target, and you're 1 HP.
Makes sense.
So you really want to avoid stuff like this. So the big things are definitely you scout to avoid or address your threats. You really want to
Mhm.
avoid being first target in a fight, especially as a hit scan. But like in most
Yeah.
instances, almost every role wants to. It's only really acceptable if you're playing tank or like certain supports or DPS, but hit scan's like not one of them. Um, and then keep working on trying to constantly find an angle where you can play and wrapping and
Mhm.
learning what strong locations are and how to rotate between them is what I'd get
Makes
from
sense.
that code. I'm gonna skim through this code because this is the win, right?
Yeah.
And I want to see if it's kind of a similar thing, you know? Let's see how much we had to beat the dead horse. So I'm gonna start at like 1.25, and if there's big plays that I'm seeing, I will pause and address them. But it's gonna be just
Okay.
like kind of a quick run through, figuring out if there's similar issues. You're on left. It's fine. You want to avoid getting hog cooked. That's fine. You're farming the hog. Destroy a Reaper. Nice job. Taking an angle. I like this, but you need the health back. That's fine. I like this angle. Just don't get hit by hog. Same idea though, right? Like you're at damage fall off range on that cat. So even though you want to shoot him,
Yeah.
unless he's 1 HP, that's just not really worth it. Slowly wrapping through here is going to be better. Obviously, you don't get hog hooked though. So like you should be like ADing this while shooting the hog and wait for the hook to come out. And then when the hook comes out, you can start deepening the wrap.
Okay.
Like here, like that's damage fall off range. So here, this is good. I like it. Hog hooked. So like that's when you can start deepening the wrap. So you can play over here, and then if you shoot the cat, it's not going to be in damage fall off range.
Right.
But this hog character doesn't die. See that there? You almost two tap the cat because you're much closer. Hog here. Oh my god! You just peek him. You got a death wish. Hog is never dead unless Hog is actually dead, is the rule. Because he's got healing, damage
Yeah.
reduction, more damage reduction, and he can one-shot you. But fortunately, you live, but you should still back out. Yeah. Yeah. So I like the angle you wanted to play, but you just have to toe that line between aggression and being safe a little better based on their cooldowns and who you can shoot.
Right.
Hog,
Makes
his
sense.
character just doesn't die. Like he's got a support healing right now. It's ridiculous. You're already back? Big? Let's see. Reaper gets forced out. You're coming through main. Big shots. You're better. You just saw Hawk Hook, so you can start pushing up.
Oh, I remember this.
So this is ambitious. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason it's ambitious is because map knowledge, right? Even if you were like Soldier, you'd still never want this angle because if you turn this corner, it's one of those angles. Kind of like on Route 66 when you were pushing in to find the Yana. It's one of those angles where you have no control on how many people you peek at once. It's really easy for you to get stuffed. And if someone chases you, look how long the way is to hell. So
Yeah, that
playing
was
main
purely
here
a map knowledge
would be
issue.
better. And if you really wanted an off angle, right, play main and then walk up here. And now you have an off angle that you can retreat to. Like you can retreat off the off angle down here. You can retreat through main if your team's there. You can retreat by crossing like this and then playing up here, which then lets you go to cage.
Yeah,
But yeah, this is a map
if you
knowledge thing.
spectate me, you can see the exact moment I realized I fucked up.
Yeah. 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 But on hit scan, as much as, you know, I'm just going to say, always avoid angles like that. That's the rule. There will always be exceptions to the rule, but first learn the rule.
Gotcha.
It's like this angle's fine just because it leads you to coming through here. But like if you knew there was like someone potentially contesting this, you wouldn't want to just come through here because it's really easy for you to get stuffed. And now like technically you can like open the angle a little bit, but like walking into here is worse, you know, because you can't do anything.
Makes sense.
Like this is technically fine because your dominant has the space. Kind of the same idea here, but you find the flash, you're better. Oh, you find the cat, you're better. Like the off angle. Juno is challenging you. That's just BM, but kind of deserved. How dare she think she beats you there? You did not need to hide
It
your
was-
dungeon. He's about sending
It
a
was
message.
panic, I will admit. My brain was like, oh shit, damage reduction, go.
This is really ambitious, but you leave? Oh, W? Wait, I like it. So here, like, you're just scouting a lot more effectively. Oh! Nice. Big. You're better. Like, before you just commit onto someone, you're checking around, and when you can't stay, you leave. Like, see, you scouted, you saw the Sojourn projectiles, you're like, oh, I don't win this. And then you leave, which is good. But, like, see, you weren't doing this on Ruth as much. And now you know you're cooked.
Yeah.
The idea was good. I think there was a
not a
little
fan.
bit of indecisiveness, and I think you recycled it a little too much, right? Because part of it is changing your
Yeah.
angle up. But like you walked into here for like the 4th time. At some point, it's not getting value just because you already got value or they know. So like at this point, you've already done a lot from over here. Just come over here and win, you know? It's like, yeah, you're fighting the Sojourn over here, but like if you're just main, you can just click the Juno, click the Reaper, you know, just
Yeah,
win the
that's
fight.
true.
Like you already got your value from the angle, so you don't need to recycle it so much. And like that's kind of a different concept, but also just naturally when you're playing angles, at some point you do want to switch it up, unless you're just like literally just winning over and over again, which I guess you technically were. But the fight, the fight wasn't over yet. So you got your value from the angle and the fight wasn't over. So like if it was a new fight and you just came back here again, that's valid. But you already got your value over here and the fight is still going. So just coming back main and cleaning up is better.
Right.
That's why you catch yourself seeing a Reinhardt and Sojourn coming back from spawn, because the fight's not over yet and they're coming back to reinforce their teammates. Whereas you just being here could be kill, kill, kill.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Unfortunate. You're just cooked.
Yeah, all 3 of them.
Yeah. The Avengers pulled up with the Juno speedering. Wait, Juno jumped off the map trying to get away from you. What? You got one. You got one. You got one.
Wait, what?
You got one.
I didn't even realize what the.
You got your one. You got your one.
If I remember correctly, at some point in this game, the cat ults someone, but while trying to dump them in the hole, like a pit, they die too.
Oh, wow.
If that was this game.
That's, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Ilya's a really good map for cat ult. Honestly, wow. You doing that, because you traded the Lucio, it may have led to the just winning that fight. Because she was so scared about the fact that you almost killed her, that you fell in well, and your team was up 1 when they recontested.
This game is definitely more awake, I will say.
Yeah. So I think your scouting is a little better, and you playing to take angles is a little better. Sometimes you're greeting the same angle, which is fine as long as you make sure that like you don't greed the same angle twice in the same fight, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. After you get value on an angle, just come back and clean up, because that's all you need to do. All you need to do is just win the fight after you get your value.
Those two are having the time of their lives.
Oh yeah, they're loving it. Because like again, your end goal is to be uncontested and just shoot a kill box. So when you get value on the angle, that helps you get your end goal, which is why coming back main and just farming them for free is so good. So like forcing that Reaper out helps with your eventual end goal of being uncontested in a kill box. Sojourn's dead, right? So now your goal should just be find the kill box.
Yeah.
This is kind of a kill box. You're just kind of far away. If you were here though, you can just farm them. Oh, Reaper's off map.
Yeah.
Stominus got 2 environmental kills. But still a good concept. They had to respect you. You did not respect the fact Ryan was crossing into you. I think you see that. I think you can actually see that. Yeah, so you see Ryan crossing. So, but you roll into him. I guess you're assuming he's getting out this way. But you see him crossing.
It's just greed.
Yeah, I think the best play
It's
here would
greed as
actually
well.
just be going here. Because if you're here, you can see if
Makes
he's
sense.
actually crossing or if he's getting out, and you're closer in both ways. So if you're here and he's crossing, you just shoot him and avoid him, and then either take this angle or walk him down with the rest of your team. Or if he's taking this angle, then you can just go over here and cut him off. But here, you're just kind of blind. And so it's Ryan jump scare.
I think I scared him too. He did like
True.
360 there of
Ooh,
us.
ooh, fire strike buffs. That's tragic.
Unlucky.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of unlucky. You were like 150, and then you get hit with a hot fire strike and some surge pellets. Uh, could have played it a little slower just because of your HP and like try to take a different angle, but also that is just kind of unlucky. Oh my god. What am I watching?
Good question.
Good angle. Nice. Soldier 1. Nice. Okay, so now you need to do is hit your shots and not die in a kill box. Big, you hit the cat. And now here's your kill box. That's
Very
you
unnecessary
were
ult.
definitely sending a message with these high noons this game. Cool. I'm glad you leave immediately. You see the Mauga, so you know you should leave. Cole comes through. You're direct peeking an angle. Fortunately, your Cole finishes after you hit ad shot. Yeah. So like
I love
you're
Mo.
playing in a way where it's easy for them to shove you in. So I think again, this is one of those times where like since your team's taking this angle, it's better if you take this angle. Because when you're peeking here and Soldier and Soldier are watching you, you're just risking dying in the, like from head on peeking. You know? When you don't have
Makes
to risk
sense.
dying from head on peeking, you can just come over here and have an angle with the rest of your team. And then the same thing with Mauga, where like it's just a jump scare. This corner you can't predict this corner because you can't scout from here, but you can scout from here. It is kind of unlucky, but it's still like
Yeah.
you're point blank to a Mauga. It's coming. He's inevitable.
The goat.
I like this angle, but Mauga's contesting you. Yeah. Oh. Shout. Fair
Yeah, he did
ability.
not like me.
Yeah. Yeah. Just kind of
I will
unfortunate.
say, although you cannot see it, the Maga was shit talking me this entire game.
Really? Why? Mad.
I don't know.
Why?
He hated me.
It's so weird.
He was saying stuff like pred scan and stuff like that. He like
Okay.
hated me.
While his team's running double hit scan. Nice. Where's dead? It's a good angle. But yeah, but you need to think about your threats. So you know Sojourn's left. You just saw Sojourn slide right. You address to your threat. Big. Where's the Sojourn though? She's dead. And now find your heal box. Okay.
I don't
Shots
know
of
why I
fair
rolled in
ability.
there.
Well, you had
Oh,
numbers. I think
sometimes
it's correct. I think it's correct to fight in cage because you had numbers on their team.
Fair enough.
It's better than just like sitting outside the cage doing nothing, you know? Might as well kill him as fast as possible in the cage because no one's with him.
Oh wait. Okay, I'm gonna explain my brain real quick. I seen it was blue, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's clearly our cage."
Well, I think that's just the replay viewer. I don't think it shows blue like that unless you have like colorblind settings on. So I think the replay viewer
It's
just
just a
does that.
replay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so you're okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah, no, I seen it was blue, and I was like, "Why didn't I just shoot from the outside?"
Oh, I know what you mean. You're not talking about in game. You're talking about like I don't know why I rolled into arcade. Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That's valid. That's valid. Yeah. Yeah, I think definitely like your mechanics and stuff are fine. It's just definitely trying to like keep a mental map of where your threats are and then play your angles around
Right.
them and play so that like you can't get stuffed in an angle. So try and play angles where you can open them up like this. Like usually I say like the ideal angle is like if you could just like float like here and not move. You know, you've got a free kill box, and the only way you could die is if you had a direct threat contesting you. So your whole job is until then, you know, find your threats or avoid them, and then when you do that, make the kill box like this, and then just click people. And so, like, some are better than others. Like, this is a decent kill box because you have high ground. This is a decent kill box. This is a good kill box because it's slightly higher. You have vision of everything. You can just shoot things for free. Same idea. If you can make a kill box and choke like here, this is good. If you're up here like uncontested and you're just shooting people, stuff like that.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
makes sense. Yeah,
Big.
you know, I
Any
completely get that.
questions?
None that I have, honestly. I think me just not creating a mental image of where everyone is, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. On why
Yeah.
I'm just struggling.
Yeah.
Which it's really strange too. For some reason, I still have the most success on Ashe, even though whenever I do play her, I feel like I perform the worst out of all my DPS, and I'm not sure why that is.
Um, it's probably like a mix of two things. So A, you probably die the
Mhm.
most on Ashe, which informs that feeling. Just because when you head on peak, when you're playing something like Ashe and you're scoped in, you have like really little movement, so it's easier for them to shoot
Yeah,
you back. But B, the counterpoint is that especially when you play like longer angles, you just have the opportunity to just two tap people, right? So you have the
fair enough.
opportunity to just two tap people, put out a lot of pressure with your existence on Ashe because the angle you're
Mhm.
holding feels a lot more dangerous than like if a cast was just set up there. But it probably feels like you're doing less because you die more. But you're gonna put out a lot of damage and you're gonna threaten two taps a lot, which will change how the enemy team plays, which is probably why you're finding a
Yeah,
lot more value on it. Oh, I don't
I
have
will
you
say.
on. What's your battle tag? I want to add you because I like to see. I like to look
Oh
at
yeah,
stats as well.
yeah. Let me send you. I will
Yeah.
say I do think I die a bit less on Ashe, but I my struggle is securing kills. Honestly, I feel like
Okay.
I always get people low, and
Well,
then they just run behind cover.
yeah. I don't think stats tell the whole story, but they can inform what we see in a replay. So I want to, if
Yeah,
I can, let's
fair
take a
enough.
look at like your Ash stats versus your. I type it incorrectly.
I believe you have, yeah.
Did I miss it? Did I miss you showing up on my friends list?
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
I had
big.
to
Okay.
accept the code of conduct thing for some reason.
What?
I don't know. It
Okay.
just randomly said voice chat has been enabled. Here's the code of conduct.
Okay, that's weird. So like 51% on cast, 55 on Ash, 52 on Soldier, 18 kills cast, 16 kills Ash, 18 kills Soldier, 7 deaths. You die less on Ash actually. Hmm. Maybe
Yeah,
a pressure thing. It may just be like you're putting out more pressure on high grounds than something like a cast, honestly.
it might be. Yeah.
Well, you do significantly more damage on Ash too, which is another
Oh
thing.
yeah, it's probably thanks to the
Yeah.
that's it. Dynamites.
The
They inflated a
dynamites, the
little.
range. Bob is just a really powerful ult as well.
True.
So I think it's probably the pressure you're putting out while you're on a high ground. Um, but I guess it's that you're putting out a lot more pressure on a high ground and you're dying less. Um, but because you're not securing kills, it feels worse. But technically, you can
Yeah,
win by putting out good pressure and dying less. So, but if you rotate
makes
more, you'll
sense.
be able to secure more kills. And as long as you make sure you don't die as much, it will be even better. That makes sense, though. All
Yeah.
right.
If you want to see
Cool.
abysmal stats, you can see my Reinhardt where I was playing with
Reinhardt.
controller. So I was on a laptop and playing with a controller for a little bit, and yeah,
Yo, it was a pretty good win rate for the laptop controller combo.
hey, I was killing it on 30 FPS. I hit gold.
30 FPS. Laptop controller 30 FPS. No, I'm telling you, you are killing it. I'm not even joking. It's not even sarcastic. This is a good win rate for the laptop controller 30 FPS. It's crazy. All right.
I,
No more questions, right?
nah, none for me.
Okay. Good.
I did apologize at the beginning of every game too.
Yeah, you're like this is gonna be an experience, and you may not like it, but